Do you work here?
I wish I did.
While we're at Revo HQ today, the company behind the software that's going on our RS police car, needless to say, some of the builds they've got here are absolutely stunning. But it's behind those glass doors that you're going to want to see. Now, just to the side of me is Revo's amazing car collection. Not only have they got a Firebird, but they've also got a very heavily modified Mk4 Focus ST. Join us in today's video to have a really in-depth tour of one of the most renowned parts and software designers, not only in the UK, but all over the world. When we started filming the RS police car series, naturally, a lot of companies got in touch. But Owen and I were very excited when Revo slid into my DMs on Instagram. If you didn't already know, my Mk2 Focus ST is Revo, and a lot of the stuff at BD Performance is actually Revo too. But while we're here, we may as well check out what they've got to offer. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the coolest mobile coffee machines I've ever seen. Now, this is really awesome coffee here in Daventry, and they're providing the coffee at 11 o'clock in the morning while we're filming here at Revo. Now, we've managed to get the Mk4 Focus ST out so that we can have a full look around. But firstly, guys, I want to introduce you to Luke. So Luke, I'm going to shake your hand formally.
How are you?
Please tell them what it is that you do here at Revo.
So I look after all the engineering side of the Revo with regards to all the hardware development. Been doing it for the past sort of 9 years, developing everything from scratch, all developed, designed in-house, manufactured through our partners that we use.
Strangely, I actually heard about Revo through BD Performance. And when I came in with another manufacturer's map on my car, they suggested, let's put Revo on. Revo are really conservative, which we'll go into later. But I definitely think that it's a very popular company to use when modifying loads of different cars. So what kind of cars do you focus on mostly?
So our main platform where we sort of cut our teeth essentially was on the VAG range, so all Volkswagen Audi Group vehicles. Yeah. And then we later introduced the 4 performance models, purely on performance models only, so STs, RSs.
So now we've got the bonnet open on the Mk4 Focus ST. You're going to have to tell me, Luke, what makes this one so special?
Well, as you know, coming from Ford, they're a 2.3 turbocharged engine from factory, 280 PS, 410 Newton meters, I think they make stock. Okay. With our, what we class as a performance pack, which is our stage 2 software and all the associated hardware, so full intake, throttle charge pipe, intercooler, and all the other associated parts, we now make 4 to 410 PS and 590 Newton meters.
That sounds like it's had the full works. Now, you probably already know I used to work at Ford. I know my viewers know that anyway. And I have the 2.5 turbo in my ST, and of course, Owen had one in his RS. So a lot of the people watching probably are massively excited by the idea of the 5-pot engines and probably may not know a lot about these. So 280 from factory, and now it's kitting out
4 to 410, yeah.
Nice. It must be an amazing bit of kit. Now, guys, I'm actually going to overlay some footage of a couple of my friends who also do YouTube videos that have had the lucky opportunity to actually drive this car on the road. So enjoy those clips for now, and we'll join you very, very shortly.
There are active openings, and what some tuners will do just to try and get the air into the intercooler to get those temps down is that they'll just either run those open all the time, and Revo don't need to do that. So they've actually managed to maintain that active venting at the front so that when the car's warming up like it is now, you can keep them closed, you can help with engine warm-up. But then when you want to, if you like, increase the airflow through that intercooler, you can open the flaps and away you go.
The one thing I didn't mention during my tech talk is that Revo have revamped the way in which the throttle responds to your inputs. And I'd say it feels different from stock and arguably a little bit more progressive, but it's really quite subtle. But when you put it next to the brake pedal with the Revo All-Cons at the front, you have a really nice driving setup.
Oh, hello.
So I know I'm standing right next to the back end of this car, and this may be at my own risk, but let's see how good this exhaust sounds.
Yeah, so we've got it in track mode, so this is when the valves are fully open.
That's a very naughty map. So is this completely road legal?
This is completely road legal. This is the Miltech resonated system, so this is actually the quieter.
Okay, I like it. Right, so Luke, that Focus ST is a little bit savage. I must admit, when I worked at Ford myself and that car actually arrived on the forecourt, I wasn't sold. But if I were to have one, the Revo Mk4 would be
That's
the
the
one
one.
I'd choose. Now, what I want to know, and I'm sure the viewers are probably wondering too, is we've all heard the name Revo in the car community before. So can you give us a little bit of an insight as to who Revo are and a little bit of a backstory?
Yeah, so we've been running for approximately 20 years now. It was always predominantly on the VAG stuff back in the day, so starting on like the 180T models on the Mk4 platform. Had great success with that, and obviously as the cars evolved, so did Revo. Later in life brought on the Ford Performance ECU tuning. It was soon evident as well that along with the tuning, the almost lack of hardware to coincide well with the tuning, good quality hardware with the good quality tuning, wasn't here. So I came on board, and then for the 9 years I've been here now, I've been developing all the hardware range for the business. This allows us now to have the performance packs on the Mk4 platform there, where we can build software and hardware as a package. We know exactly then what the hardware is doing with the calibration, as opposed to sort of guessing, will this hardware work with this calibration tune and vice versa. We're not building race cars here, we're building fast road cars that are reliable daily drivers for people, you know, whether that be a 400 PS Mk4 ST for you to drive in. Me personally, I've been in an S3 that had 520 horsepower with our turbo kit that I daily drive. You know, it's all that sort of stuff, and it's all about that reliability. Whilst we can get good numbers, it's not just about just achieving a peak figure. We've got to be realistic in a real world scenario.
So Luke, I think it's evident, Revo have obviously got customers, so what is it that makes you guys so popular?
In a nutshell, reliability. It's all very well and good. We can all go and put a hell of a lot of boost into a car, make a great peak number, but how long will that last for? Me personally, I'm pretty sure all of our customers want to know that they're going to be able to get in that car every day, drive it to and from work, take it to a track, take it to a drag strip, and be able to drive it home again.
That's it, isn't it? I mean, bragging numbers are great, but I think as you get older and more experienced, you start to realise that a car that actually does what it says on the tin, instead of just preaching a high figure just for the sake of bragging.
I think that's where it's at nowadays, yeah. Certainly for our sort of customer base, that's what we're looking for.
Reliability is key.
100%.
Okay, very quickly, I've managed to steal the camera away from George. Now, Luke, hypothetically, if I was to go out and buy one of these for myself and I wanted to get it tuned, should I go to somebody that says, £100, I'll give you all the power under the sun, or should we effectively listen to the specialist and take on their advice and build it step by step?
It's one of those, if you want reliability, you need to look at things in the correct way.
Of course.
It's a very tricky industry, the tuning industry. Anyone can go out and make power very, very quickly and easily on a vehicle.
Yeah.
Will it drive right? It will feel better, but it won't have drivability. What you're looking for is something that's going to have that mid-range torque, that good power delivery, and more importantly, spending £35,000 on a Focus ST, you want to make sure it's going to survive a long period of time.
So before I explain exactly what it is we have on the desk right here, guys, I need to introduce you to one of the most important people here at Revo, Steve Worthington. Honestly, guys, this guy is the reason that we have this opportunity with Revo, let alone the parts that are going on the Police RS. Please let them know what it is that you do.
Yeah, sure. I'm Steve. I'm the European and UK sales manager. I oversee our dealer network and also as well as assisting customers. So if you were to contact Revo, it's normally myself that you'd be speaking to.
Amazing. Now, you've actually said, once we finish discussing this, that you're going to take me over to another location
Absolutely.
you've got?
Yeah, take you down the road to our warehouse location.
So I get an unlimited spending limit on a credit card and I get to go shopping in the, in the warehouse?
We all wish.
We all wish. Now, guys, on a more serious note, right here we have a D-Cat. No, it looks a little bit different, and we have a 200 cell sports cat. And what I wanted to ask you is, do Revo deal with the types of car enthusiasts, if you like, that would remove things to make their cars faster that might be illegal? Let's say a catalytic converter, a GPF, for example, or do you tend to stick down more the legal route? Because they would love to know.
We stick to the legal route on things for various reasons, obviously for legal reasons. It's illegal to be running D-Cats, things like that on vehicles.
Unless, of course, a car is this old, in which case it didn't
Absolutely.
have one.
Absolutely.
So that's actually kind of convenient that the Pontiac Firebird is right there.
And on your diesel cars, obviously you get the smoke and things like this with the emissions. You're going to get MOT issues as time goes on, all that kind of thing. The other thing is, with the Revo tuning depths we go to on the tuning, you'll actually find that some of the cars, even with the GPFs in place, actually tune better than the non-GPF cars on some of the newer sort of MQB models, interestingly enough.
That's really, really interesting, because MJ Performance and Owen obviously discussed with me that quite often, if done properly, a car doesn't need a D-Cat, a straight pipe, this, that and the other in order to sound its best and also perform its best. And I do think that it's just one of those myths within the car community that to gain maximum power, that's certainly what I thought with my ST when I first got it. I was the first person to do downpipes and D-Cat. And ironically now, even though the YouTube short that I uploaded a while ago that cleared like 2 million views didn't agree, my car sounds and looks better now road legal than it was previously, louder and not street legal.
And as you say, the point there is done properly.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the absolute thing. And what we do, the depths we go into with the tuning development side of things, spending months and months tracking road developments, making sure we get the absolute most from the vehicle in terms of drivability, performance, whilst keeping it legal. So here we have it, the Revo Warehouse.
Okay, wow. Yeah, it's almost like you guys like cars. So where on earth do we even get started? There's just so much here.
So, as part of the package we're providing you for the Focus police car project,
Okay.
we've got the Ford Focus RS Mk3 intake carbon
Induction
series.
noises, I like it.
Induction
Yeah.
noises, indeed. We've also got, next to that, we've got the Ford
Piping.
Focus Mk3 intercooler
Even
pipework
with my
upgrade.
bad eyes, I can see that, yeah.
And nicely placed here below is the Focus Mk3 intercooler.
So I'm
as well.
assuming then with the hardware, you're going to be providing the software as well for Owen's car?
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to have it all as a package. It's all developed together. The hardware goes hand in hand with the software, so it works together. You know you're going to get the performance gains, so it's performance gains rather than guessing games of what are we going to get from the vehicle.
So I'm sure I speak on behalf of the viewer as well. What kind of PS figures would the Mk3 Focus RS be obtaining with this and the software?
Sure, so stock there 350 PS. With the package on it, we would expect to see somewhere between 405 to 440 PS. I would expect to see the upper range because of the climate over here. We've got good fuel quality.
Amazing.
So yeah, somewhere around about the 440 mark.
I do want to say thank you for, not obviously this as well, massive thank you for helping us on the project. But earlier on in the video, off camera, you gave me a Revo switch.
Indeed.
And for those of you that don't know, guys, when my Focus ST, because it doesn't get used, runs out of battery, the map completely wipes itself. And I contacted Steve a while ago, and he said, look, you know, I can send you one out. And I just said, you know what, I want to earn it. I don't want to just get this for free. I want to come and make a cool video with you. And as a result, if I earn your respect, then he'd give me one. And that's exactly what he did. So thank
Indeed.
you so much.
No problem.
But for
Absolute
getting
pleasure.
the Revo switch, I want to say a massive thank you to both, you know, yourself, Luke, and the rest of the team here. Charlie as well for providing some of the video clips, for helping me out, allowing me to come here with my friend Ryan, who you guys saw earlier on in the video. But just a massive thank you for helping us along this project. Loads of companies reached out, and you're one of the ones that we got the most excited about.
been an
So
absolute
thank
pleasure.
you.
Welcome
I
anytime.
really hope that you guys go and show their support, because in the description section is both their YouTube channel and their Instagram. And of course, if you want some really cool upgrades for VAG, Audi, and Ford cars, you guys can go and buy some products using the website link in the description section below. So if you've enjoyed today's video, guys, smash a thumbs up if you haven't already, as it tells the algorithm that you actually find value in our videos, and it will also show more people the content, so win-win. And as we're so close to 100K subscribers, if you can press that little red button, you know, the red one that they press and it sort of tells them there's a new video, subscribe, yeah, that one, it'll get us to 100K and maybe we can get there. So thank you so much. Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.